2-2 the count to Emily Sappington. King's pitch. Swing and miss, strike 3. 2 strikeouts inning for King. The Pioneers get a run on a hit and an error and nobody left on base. We go to the 6th. In game 1 is Carson-Newman 7, Tusculum 5 on the Pioneer Sports Network. Top of the 6th inning, Carson-Newman now leading Tusculum 7-5. It'll be Sienna Cameron leading off against Emily Sappington, who's at 97 pitches starting the inning. Cameron has reached on an error and scored and fouled out to left, and this one has popped up to second base and caught by the second baseman Hughes for the out. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 6th inning.
Center fielder number 87, Natalie Corbin.
Natalie Corbin will bat. Corbin has lined to third, singled and scored on an infield roller to first, and grounded to third. 1 for 3. Now hitting at .399. First pitch from Sappington. Taken for a strike. As Corbin shuffles up in the box. She's no slap hitter, though. 10 doubles, 2 triples, 2 home runs. The 0-1 pitch coming from Sappington. Bunted to third. Suits anticipated it. Throw to first is wide in the bag as Hughes was covering. And McGinnis has to chase it down in the corner. Corbin's flying around third. She's heading to the plate. The throw is going to be late as Corbin gets a Little League home run. It'll be a single, and an E5 brings her all the way around from first. And Carson-Newman gets that lead right back at 8-5. So Corbin singles, and the throw from Suits was wide of the bag. Hughes had no shot at it, and it went all the way down into the right field corner. McGinnis had to go dig it out of the corner, and Corbin just flew around the bases. And it's 8-5. Sohm fouls that one at the plate, 1 strike. Sohm is grounded out, grounded into a fielder's choice, and grounded out. One strike pitch. High, 1 ball, 1 strike. The run on the board unearned for the moment. 5 unearned runs allowed by Sappington today. This one is popped up. McGinnis charges in from right field and makes the catch for the second out. 2 down in the 6th. And Emily Harris will come to the plate. Harris has singled all 3 times she's batted. She's knocked in 2 runs, scored a run, stolen 3 bases. All against the lefty Sappington. Harris was 5 for 11 against lefties coming into play. She hits everybody. First pitch is high for a ball, 1-0. when you're hitting 511, you're going to have good numbers against anybody. Day, night, Wednesdays, night games against right-handed pitchers with a full moon, doesn't matter. She's going to hit the ball. 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. The only stat she doesn't hit is she got her first hit of the season with the bases loaded back in the second inning. She was 0 for 8 with the bases loaded this season. 3 balls and no strikes. Three and 0. See if she gets the green light. She does and fouls it down the third base line. Harris has one 4-hit game this season. It was against King on February the 19th. 3-1 the count. Sappington's pitch. Bunted. Freischmidt on to first in time for the out. That bunt right in front of the plate, and Freischmidt able to control it and make the throw to first for the out. Carson-Newman gets an unearned run on 1 hit, 1 error, and nobody left. Bottom of the 6th, it's Carson-Newman 8, Tusculum 5 on the Pioneer Sports Network. Bottom of the 6th inning, Tusculum trailing Carson-Newman 8-5. It'll be the bottom third of the lineup for the Pioneers. Hughes, Suits, and Hodges due up against Sarah King, who has pitched 2 2/3 innings, allowed a hit and an unearned run. She's walked 1 and struck out 2. Hughes has singled and hit into a fielder's choice, knocking in a run. First pitch from King is skied foul behind the Carson-Newman dugout, 1 strike. 8 runs, 7 hits, an error for Carson-Newman. 5 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for Tusculum. Game 2 will start about 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one. The 0-1 pitch. Grounded to third, stabbed by Dye. A throw on the run across the body in time for the out. Hughes retired, 1 down here in the 6th. And Alyssa Suits will bat. No, she won't. It'll be Claire Smeltzer. So here's Smeltzer. Smeltzer hitting .250. No home runs, 6 runs batted in. Smeltzer is a sophomore out of Smithfield, Virginia. He's 3 for 7 as a pinch hitter. Tied for the team lead in pinch hits. Taken for a ball. One-0 pitch to Smeltzer. Popped foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 the count to Smeltzer. Pitch. Called strike in the outside corner, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Outside 2-2. Two and two the count to Claire Smeltzer. Bounced up the middle. Harris throw on to first in time for the out. 2 outs here in the 6th inning, and Caitlin Hodges, the shortstop, will bat. Hodges is 0 for 2. She is grounded out and flied out. First pitch from King is inside, 1 ball and no strikes. One 0 pitch. Low and away, 2 balls and no strikes. Two 0 is low and in, 3 balls and no strikes. Wind up 3-0 pitch. Called strike. The 3-1 pitch is grounded to third, down the lines, a foul ball. Three-two pitch, back up the middle, diving play by Sohm. Throw across is going to be late. Be an infield single for Hodges, but a great play at short by Sohm as she dove on the bouncer up the middle. Came up throwing, but Hodges beats it out for an infield single. 7th hit of the game for the Pioneers. Sohm as good as it gets at shortstop, just 5 errors the whole season. And Maya Maddox batting with 2 outs. Called strike. Maddox has grounded out, singled, stolen a base, and scored, and lined out to right. The 0-1 pitch. Bunted. It's a fair ball. Pass Die. It's going to be a base hit. As it took some English, as Die, her only chance, it was a do or die play, literally. And her only chance was to barehand it and throw it onto first, and had some English on it and bounced right past her. It'll be an infield single. On the bunt for Maddox, her 2nd hit of the game. And now the tying run comes to the plate as Cal Newport bats with 2 outs. Newport has walked twice and grounded out and scored twice. First pitch to Newport is called strike. The 0-1 pitch coming from King to Newport. Swing and a miss. She elevated again there. The ball's at 2 strikes to count to Newport. Hodges at second, Maddox at first. 2 outs here in the 6th with Carson-Newman leading 8-5. Go-to pitch. Low and outside, 2-2. Or one ball and 2 strikes. Newport down in the count, a ball and 2 strikes. King's pitch. High, 2-2. Two and two the count to Newport. King's pitch. Popped up. Sohm calling everyone off. And makes the catch. And the inning is over. A couple 2-out singles for the Pioneers, but that'll do it for the 6th inning. We'll go to the 7th in Game 1. It's Carson-Newman 8, Tusculum 5 on the Pioneer Sports Network. Top of the 7th inning here in game number 1. Carson-Newman leading Tusculum 8-5.
First baseman number 12, Macy Hughes.
And Macy Hughes will lead off the top of the 7th inning against Emily Sappington, who's thrown 108 pitches. Carson-Newman 4 in the 2nd, 3 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th. First pitch from Sappington. He's taken low for a ball. Hughes has struck out twice and walked, stolen a base, scored a run. Melissa Suits back in at third base for the Pioneers, replacing Smeltzer, who batted for her in the 6th. High, 2 balls, no strikes. Two-0 pitch is skied to center field. Maddox going back towards the fence. It's gone. Dead center field, right next to the flagpole, right over the 225 sign, as that ball just kept carrying, and Hughes has hit a solo home run, and that makes it 9-5. For Hughes, her 13th home run of the season, RBI number 56.
Third baseman number 2, Hayden Dye.
That ball was just drilled to center field. And Hayden Dye will bat. Dye is 1 for 3. She has lined out, grounded out, and hit a 2-run double and scored a run. 6th home run allowed by Sappington this season. First pitch, high, 1 ball and no strikes. Tusculum men's lacrosse leads Lincoln Memorial 7-5 at halftime. Nate Raymond 3 goals. Lawrence Brown with 2, Wesley Phillips and Jordan Daniel with a goal apiece. 1-0 pitch. Change up in there for a strike. Elsewhere in softball action, Queens leads UVA Wise 1-0 in the fourth in Game 1. Lincoln Memorial at Anderson will get started here in about 5 minutes. Called strike. 1-2 strikes to count to Hayden Dye. One-two pitch. Change up outside 2-2. Two and two, the count to Dye. Line to right, McGinnis makes the catch. And Dye is 1 for 4, one down here in the seventh.
The DP number 6, Carmen Holt.
Carmen Holt will come to the plate. Holt has struck out and flied out to right twice. Sappington's first pitch, beaten foul towards third, 1 strike. One strike, the count to Holt. No balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch, high, 1-2. One-two pitch, fouled away again. Sappington at 120 pitches here in game number 1. One-two pitch, fouled away again. One ball and 2 strikes, the count remains. Change up, take it for a ball, 2-2. Two and two the count. Up the middle, Hodges to her left throws to first in time for the out. And Holt's 0 for 4. And there's 2 outs in the 7th.
The catcher, number 33, Kennedy Warder.
Kennedy Warder will bat. Warder has doubled, walked, and grounded out, and scored a run, knocked in a run. First pitch from Sappington is high for a ball, 1-0. Low. 2 balls and no strikes. Two-zero count and the pitch. Called strike. Two-one pitch. Popped down the right field line McGinnis has another chance, and she makes that catch. McGinnis has been busy out there in right field today in game number 1. Carson-Newman gets a run on a hit, the home run by Hughes, and nobody left. Bottom of the 7th, Tusculum trailing 9-5 here in game number 1 on the Pioneer Sports Network. Last chance for the Pioneers here in the bottom of the 7th inning in game number 1. It'll be the heart of the order. Lazo, Freischman, and Alloway due up against Sarah King.
First baseman number 30, Haley Lazo.
King in line for the victory here as she came on in the 3rd. And Carson-Newman took the lead in the 5th. Haley Lazo leading off. She's 1 for 3. She struck out, popped up, doubled, and scored. Grounded to 3rd, and it is a foul ball. 1 strike to count to Lazo. King with the 0-1 pitch. Check swing, foul. 0-2. King has struck out 2, walked 1. King with the 0-2 pitch. Off the bat, foul. Still 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to count to Lazo. Fouled away. So Lazo still down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch. High, 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes to count to Lazo. Pitch, way up and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two-two pitch, fouled away again. Lazo making King work here to start the bottom of the 7th inning. This will be the 8th pitch of this at bat. 2-2 the count. Pitch. Lofted to left field. Cameron makes a catch. 1 down to the 7th.
The catcher, number 14, Chloe Freischman.
And here's Chloe Freischman, who is 2 for 3. She has singled in 2 runs. with RBI singles in the first and third and struck out in the fifth. Again, game 2 of our doubleheader will start about 30 to 35 minutes after the conclusion of this one. And the live stream can be found through the video link on our webpage at TusculumPioneers.com. If you found game 1, you shouldn't have any trouble finding game 2. First pitch coming from King to Freischmidt. Popped up. In the infield, King caught off by Sohm, who makes the catch for the second out. 2 outs in the 7th. And Alloway will be the last chance for the Pioneers. Alloway has struck out, singled home a run, and flied out. First pitch to Alloway is popped up, foul, might be playable. Sohm makes the catch, reaching behind her to end the ball game. And that'll do it for game number 1. As Carson-Newman gets a victory by a score of 9-5. Final game totals for Carson-Newman: 9 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. They left 4. Tusculum had 5 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors. They left 6. The winning pitcher was Sarah King, now 15-7, as she finished it off in relief. Losing pitcher Emily Sappington, now 10-9. Time of the game was 2 hours and 8 minutes. And we'll have game number 2 coming up in a little bit. Carson-Newman's hitting leaders: Emily Harris, 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Natalie Corbin, 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored. For Tusculum, it was Chloe Freischmidt, who was 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Maya Maddox, 2 for 4 for Tusculum in game number 1. In relief, King, 4 2/3 innings, 3 hits, an unearned run, a walk, and 2 strikeouts to get the victory. Game 2 will be coming up at about 30 minutes or so. About 2:35, we'll have game number 2 between Tusculum and Carson-Newman. Final score: 9-8 in the conference. Tusculum 21-17 overall, 8-9 in conference play. Game 2 starters: it'll be the game 1 starter for Carson-Newman, Sierra Rogers, against Ireland Kavanaugh for the Pioneers. Starting lineups for game number 2. For Carson-Newman, they're going with the exact same lineup. Natalie Corbin in center field leading off. Leah Sohm, the shortstop, bats second. Emily Harris, the second baseman, bats third. Macy Hughes at first base, bats fourth. Hayden Dye at third base hits fifth. Carmen Holt, designated player, bats sixth. Kennedy Warder, the catcher, bats seventh. Mari Robbins in right field hitting eighth. And Sienna Cameron in left field batting ninth for Carson-Newman. For Tusculum in game number 2, it'll be Maya Maddox in center field leading off. Callan Newport, the left fielder, batting second. Haley Lazo at first base hits third. Chloe Freischmidt, the catcher, bats fourth. Anna Alloway, the designated player, hitting fifth. Claire Smeltzer starting in right field in game 2, batting sixth. Hannah Hughes at second base hits seventh. Alyssa Suits at third base hits eighth. And Caitlin Hodges batting ninth at shortstop, with Ireland Kavanaugh in the flex for the Pioneers in game number 2. Kavanaugh, 8-5 on the season, making her 15th start, 18th appearance, a 4.24 ERA, 77 2/3 innings, 83 hits, 47 earned runs, 22 walks, and 55 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .265 against Ireland Kavanaugh. Tusculum going through their final instructions before the start of game number 2. Pioneers need this victory to stay in the race. UVA Wise and Queens are playing in game 1 of their doubleheader. Queens trailed 2-1 going the bottom of the 7th inning, but they've scored a run to tie it. 2-2 Queens and Wise here in game number 2 of this doubleheader. Queens batting with a runner at first base as they try and pick up the victory, which would make both of these teams happy to see. And the inning is still going as Wise gets an out, but Queens now has the winning run at second base in the bottom of the 7th. Elsewhere today, Anderson leads Lincoln Memorial 1-0 in Game 1 of that doubleheader at Anderson. They have finished 3 innings. Anderson could put themselves in the driver's seat in the conference race with a sweep. A split would still help them. They're up 1-0 after 3 there. Those are the only 3 doubleheaders taking place today. So Tusculum ready to go here. Ireland Kavanaugh will get the start, the sophomore out of Columbus, Georgia, from Young Harris. As the coaches, Julie Hubner for Tusculum and Michael Graves for Carson-Newman, will exchange their lineups for game number 2. It's clouded over a little bit here in Greenville, but the temperature's still very nice, 71 degrees. We'll still hit the upper 70s by the end of today. Next home doubleheader for the Pioneers will be Friday against Queens in a Good Friday special. It'll be a 2 o'clock first pitch. We'll have coverage for you on the Pioneer Sports Network. And Queens and UVA Wise are going to go to the 8th as they have finished 7 innings tied at 2. We'll keep you posted on that one. So the Pioneers will host the Royals on Friday. And they're scheduled to host Lee next Tuesday, the final home doubleheader of the season, 3 o'clock start. And the Pioneers take the field for game number 2. Defense for Tusculum, Callan Newport in left field, Maya Maddox in center, and Claire Smeltzer in right, Alyssa Suits at third base, Caitlin Hodges at shortstop, Hannah Hughes at second, and Haley Lazo at first base, with Chloe Freischmidt catching for Ireland Kavanaugh.
Pitching game 2 for the Pioneers. Number 5, Ireland Kavanaugh.
We're just about ready for first pitch between Tusculum and Carson-Newman, game number 2 of this doubleheader. And the leadoff batter in game number 2 will be Natalie Corbin.
Leading off game 2 for the Eagles, the center fielder number 87, Natalie Corbin.
Corbin was 2 for 4 in game 1 with 2 runs scored and an RBI. She's batting .403 on the season with 2 home runs and 18 runs batted in. Kavanaugh ready to go. We're ready to go. Glad you could join us on the Pioneer Sports Network. It's the first pitch of the game is high at 2:44. 1 ball and no strikes to count to Natalie Corbin. Kavanaugh's next pitch popped up, foul, giving a look at Suits, but it'll go out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike the count to Corbin. Pitch. Pop foul out of play, 1-2. One and two, the count to Corbin. The pitch. High, 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes, the count to Corbin. Wind up in the pitch. Hit to short. Big hop for Hodges to throw across is in time for the out.
The shortstop, number 3, Leah Sohm.
And that'll bring up Leah Sohm. Sohm was 0 for 4 in game 1. She did have a run batted in. Sohm is senior out of Knoxville. Batting .419, 2 home runs, 31 runs batted in. Popped up in the infield. Kavanaugh calls for it and makes the catch as Freischmidt goes out there to join her. And Sohm is out on 1 pitch. 2 outs here in the first. And that'll bring Emily Harris to the plate. Harris, 3 for 4 in game 1 with 3 stolen bases and a run scored. Harris, big first game, now hitting .507 with no home runs, 35 runs batted in. The first pitch is pop foul. Suits gives chase and can't quite get there. 1 strike the count to Harris. Harris, a grad student out of Cumming, Georgia, by way of young Harris. High, 1 ball, 1 strike. One and 1 the count. The pitch. Change up high, 2 balls and 1 strike. This one is lofted to left field, and Newport makes the catch for the third out. A 1-2-3 first inning for Kavanaugh. We head to the bottom of the first inning. Carson-Newman nothing. Tusculum coming to bat on the Pioneer Sports Network. Bottom of the first inning.
Number 1, center fielder, Maya Maddox.
That'll be the Pioneers leading off here in the bottom of the first inning with Maya Maddox. Maddox, center fielder in game 1, went 2 for 4 with a stolen base and a run score. She's hitting .385, no home runs, and 11 runs batted in for the senior out of Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Facing Sierra Rogers, she went 1 for 2 against Rogers in the opener. First pitch, low, 1 ball and no strikes. Wind up the 1-0 pitch. High, 2 balls and no strikes. Two and 0 the count. The pitch. Low, 3 balls and no strikes. Three and 0 the count. to Maddox. The pitch. High, ball 4. 4-pitch walk to Maya Maddox to start the game.
The left fielder, number 6, Alan Newport.
And Callan Newport will bat. Newport in game 1 walked twice and was 0 for 2 otherwise. Batting .310, no home runs, 9 runs batted in. First pitch is taken for a ball. And Sarah King has resumed throwing for Carson-Newman. That's called strike. 1-1. One ball, one strike to count to Newport. Bunt. The runner's going. The throw is late. The stolen base. Pitch was in the dirt. Maddox was off with the pitch. At stolen base for Maya Maddox. Two-one pitch. Showed bunt. Takes the ball. 3-1. Three balls and one strike to count to Newport. That's called strike on the corner, 3-2. Tusculum men's lacrosse has beaten Lincoln Memorial 19-10. They improved to 8-5, or check that, 9-5, and 3-5 in the conference. And that pitch is ball 4. It's a wild pitch as Maddox goes to third on the wild pitch. Newport draws the walk, and runners are first and third with nobody out.
Number 30, Haley Lazo.
And stepping up to the plate is Haley Lazo, the first baseman. Lazo, 1 for 4 with a double and a run scored in game number 1, batting .306. No home runs, 12 runs batted in. Shows bunt, takes a ball, stolen base for Newport. And here comes Maddox to the plate, and she scores. That'll be a throwing error on the catcher as she short-hopped the throw to second base. And Maddox scores on the error. She was not advancing. And then when that throw got away from Harris, Maddox scampered home. So Newport gets a stolen base. Maddox scores on the error. And Tusculum leads it 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes to count to Lazo. Fouled away, 1 ball, 1 strike. One the count to Lazo. Bunts it, foul, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to count. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Lazo down on strikes, 1 down here in the first. And Chloe Freischmidt, the catcher, will bat. Freischmidt was 2 for 4 in game 1 with 2 runs batted in and a run scored. This one is popped up, caught by the catcher Warder for the second out.
The DP 0-0, Anna Alloway.
2 outs here in the first, and Anna Alloway, the designated player, comes to the plate. Alloway was 1 for 4 with an RBI in game number 1. She's batting .352, 4 home runs, 30 runs batted in. First pitch to her is called strike. That pitch is taken for a ball. One ball, one strike. One pitch. Fouled away. One ball, two strikes to count to Anna Alloway. The 1-2 pitch popped up, and it's caught by the second baseman, Emily Harris, to end the inning. Tusculum gets an unearned run in the inning on no hits, and they leave one. At the end of one inning, it's Tusculum 1. Carson-Newman nothing on the Pioneer Sports Network. Top of the second inning, Tusculum leading 1-0 against Carson-Newman, same as game number 1. Macy Hughes will lead off the second inning for the Eagles. Hughes in game number 1 struck out twice, walked, and homered, scored 2 runs. Also had a stolen base. She's batting .407, 13 home runs, 56 runs batted in. First pitch is high, 1 ball and no strikes. Anderson leads Lincoln Memorial 2-0, bottom of the 4th. On home runs by Whitaker and Charter. Two 2-0 the count to Hughes. Still waiting a confirmation of the final, but I believe Queens beat Wise 3-2 in 8 innings in game 1 of their doubleheader. We'll get a confirmation on that shortly. Popped up, foul. Lazo giving chase. She's got room, and she makes the catch for the out. Hughes out on a foul pop-up. 1 down here in the second.
The third baseman, number 2.
Hayden Dye, third baseman, now bats. She was 1 for 4 in game 1 with a 2-run double and a run scored. Dye hitting .333, 5 home runs, 43 runs batted in. High, 1 ball and no strikes. Want to know the count to die. This one is popped up into right field. Smeltzer tracking it and makes the catch. Kind of a circle route there for Smeltzer. She broke back and then broke towards the right center field, but she tracked it down and made the catch for the second out.
The DP number 6, Carmen Holt.
And Carmen Holt will bat. Holt 0 for 4 in game 1 with a strikeout. Batting .333, no home runs, 25 runs batted in. Inside, 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0 pitch is called strike in the outside corner. One 1 the count to Holt. Changeup lined up the middle for a base hit. First hit of the game, and it's off the bat of Holt. And she's a 2-out base runner, her first hit of the doubleheader.
Kennedy Warder.
And Kennedy Warder, the catcher, will bat. Warder in game 1 was 1 for 3 with a double, an RBI, and a run scored. She's batting .286, 2 home runs, 20 runs batted in. Pop foul, and that's 1 strike to Warder. No balls and 1 strike, the count to Kennedy Warder. High, 1 ball, 1 strike. Low, 2 balls and 1 strike. It is a final Queens 3, UVA Wise 2 in 8 innings in game number 1. Good news for the Pioneers as Wise drops to 7-10 in the conference. Queens now 12-7. That foul ball got Freischmidt and athletic trainer McKinley Bryant out there to check her. That pat her on the head, that'll help. Those foul tips can be nasty, and those masks that they wear are so high-tech and so forgiving, but when it comes to concussions, there's no messing around when it comes to Tusculum softball this season. 2 balls and 2 strikes, the count to Warder. The pitch. High, 3-2. Anderson has added another run. It's now 3-0 Anderson after 4. 3-2 pitch. Called, strike 3. And the inning is over. Warder down on strikes, a hit, and 1 left. Middle of the second, it's Tusculum 1, Carson-Newman nothing on the Pioneer Sports Network. Bottom of the second inning, Tusculum leading by a score of 1-0. It'll be Claire Smelter to lead off for the Pioneers here in the bottom of the second inning.
Right fielder number 20, Claire Smeltzer.
Smelter pinch hit in game 1 and grounded out. Batting .246, no home runs, 6 runs batted in. And the first pitch to her is a called strike. Our umpires here in game number 2, Arnez Cantrell behind the plate, Craig Zirkle at first base, Mark Wilson is at third. The 0-1 pitch is way high, 1 ball, 1 strike. So Queens now 12-7 in the conference. They're in 5th place. Newberry 11-9 and 6th. Carson-Newman now 7th at 9-8. Tusculum is 8th at 8-9. UVA Wise is 9th at 7-10. Take it for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Limestone's 8-12. Two and 1 the count to Smeltzer. The pitch. Called strike 2-2. Smeltzer, Hughes, Suits for the Pioneers in the second. Rogers with the 2-2 delivery. Low, 3-2. Three and 2 the count to Smeltzer. Pitch. High, ball 4. Third walk issued by Rogers. Smeltzer's leadoff base runner here in the second. And Hannah Hughes will bat. Hughes was 1 for 3 with a single and an RBI in game 1.
Second baseman number 11, Hannah Hughes.
Hughes batting .276 for the season. 2 home runs, 11 runs batted in. We will have a runner at first base for Smeltzer. It'll be Madison McGinnis.
Pinch running for the Pioneers. Number 3, Madison McGinnis.
So the Pioneers trying to play 1 run at a time here. See if Hughes will be bunting. She's not, and she takes a strike. McGinnis on at first base this season has 4 stolen bases without being caught, and she has scored 13 runs. Swing and a miss. Runner goes. It was a foul tip caught by the catcher. It is a stolen base for McGinnis. Her 5th of the season. No balls and 2 strikes to count to Hughes. The 0-2 pitch. Off the plate, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to count to Hughes. Rogers with the pitch. Hit to third. Dye has the runner trapped. Sohm covers at third, and she's out. Dye with the pickup. Ran at her. Sohm went to cover third, and she flips to the shortstop for the out. 5-6 on the fielder's choice. Hughes safe at first. And Alyssa Suits will come into the plate.
Third baseman number 21, Alyssa Suits.
Suits was 0 for 2 in game 1. Swing and a miss. Suits now hitting .205. A home run, 6 runs batted in. The 0-1. The ball. One ball, 1 strike. Pitch. Fouled away. One ball and 2 strikes. Called strike 3. 2 down in the second.
Shortstop number 2, Caitlin Hodges.
And Caitlin Hodges will bat. Hodges, 1 for 3 in game 1. Taking high for a ball. She's hitting .253. No home runs, 15 runs batted in. And that is taken for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Two and 0 the count. 2-0 pitch. Beaten foul at the plate, 2-1. Two balls and 1 strike the count to Hodges. Fouled away, 2-2. Two and 2 the count to Caitlin Hodges. Rogers pitch. Low and in, 3-2. Hughes will be off with the pitch with 2 outs. Three and 2 the count. Rogers with the pitch. Sky to left field, down the line, hit pretty well toward the corner. It's off the wall, it's in play. Around third and coming in to score will be Hughes. On at second with an RBI double is Hodges, and Tusculum takes a 2-0 lead. First hit of the game for the Pioneers. It's a 2-run double, or an RBI double by Caitlin Hodges. Her 16th RBI of the season, 5th 2-base hit of the year. And that'll bring Maya Maddox to the plate. Maddox walked in the first, stole a base, and scored a run. The pitch from Rogers, bunt shown, taken, ball. Rogers has walked 3, struck out 2, and she's reached the 40 pitch mark here before the end of the second inning. Fouled away. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. One and 1 the count. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two and 1 the count to Maya Maddox. The pitch. Low, 3-1. Three balls and a strike to Maddox with Newport on deck. Called strike, 3-2. This one's hit up the middle, past Sohm into center field, a base hit. And it gets past Corbin. Maddox will make it to second base. It's a double and an RBI for Maddox, and Tusculum leads it 3-0. I think even if Corbin knocks that one down, Maddox is going to second all the way. And that will be it for Rogers, as we will have a pitching change. And returning to the circle for the second time today will be right-hander Sarah King. So Rogers departs after giving up 3 runs in an inning and 2/3. We'll have the numbers for you on Rogers here, or on King. We'll have Rogers' number after the inning is over. So King, who got the win in game number 1, back out there for game number 2. King came in with the Eagles leading 4-3 in the 3rd inning, gave up the tying run, but then got the win. She's now 15-7 this season. A 3.37 ERA, 133 innings, 139 hits, 64 earned runs, 47 walks, 101 strikeouts for Sarah King, a grad student out of Cumming, Georgia, and Young Harris. The pitch is high to Callan Newport, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Newport walked in the first, stole a base. .1-0 pitch. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Two and 0. The pitch. Fouled away, 2-1. Two and 1 the count. The pitch. Ball. 3-1. Three and 1. Time called at the plate. Three-one pitch. Beaten to third, it's a foul ball. 3-2. Three balls and 2 strikes to count to Callan Newport. Maddox, a runner at second base. Three-two pitch. Inside, ball 4. Newport walks for the 4th time in this doubleheader. And with 2 on and 1 out, it'll be Haley Lazo. Lazo struck out her first time up. Hit past third, 1 strike. One strike to count to Lazo. King's pitch. Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 to Lazo. The pitch is swung and a miss. Strike two. One ball and two strikes to count to Lazo. Off the plate, 2-2. Two pitch coming from King. High, 3-2. Three and two the count. Runners go. The pitch is bounced foul past Coach Hubner. Three and two the count holds to Lazo. Wind up the payoff pitch. Line to left center field. It's going to find open spaces. One hopping off the wall. Maddox scores easily. Newport scores standing as well. It's 2-run double for Haley Lazo. And the Pioneers lead it 5-0. Sixth double of the season. 14 RBIs now for Lazo, who has extended her hitting streak to 12 consecutive games. As Lazo has doubled in both games of this doubleheader. So 5-0 Tusculum here in the second. Pioneers brought the boomsticks out today here in game number 2. Just 3 hits so far, but a couple doubles in this inning. 3 of them, as a matter of fact. And Chloe Freischmidt will bat. Freischmidt popped up to the catcher her first time up. She fouls this one back to the screen. 1 strike. Oh, and 1 the count. The pitch. Low, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. Fouled away, 1-2. Anderson still leads Lincoln Memorial 3-0. They're in the bottom of the 6th inning in game 1 of that doubleheader. Lincoln Maxwell with a 1-hit shutout through 6. Swing and a miss, and Freischmidt's down on strikes. But a big inning for the Pioneers. They get 4 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and leave 1. After 2, it's Tusculum 5 and Carson-Newman 0 on the Pioneer Sports Network. We head to the top of the third inning. Tusculum leading Carson-Newman 5-0. The Eagles will have the 8, 9, and 1 batters here in the third inning. Mari Robbins, the right fielder, will lead off the third inning. Robbins was 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored in Game 1. She's now 1 for 12 at the plate this season. And takes a called strike from Ireland Kavanaugh, who's retired 6 of the 7 she's faced. Wind up the 0-1 pitch. Half swing. Did she go? No. 1 ball, 1 strike. One to 1 the count to Robbins. On the outside corner, 1-2. One and two the count. The pitch. Lofted foul. One ball, 2 strikes to Robbins. That's taken for a ball. Two and two the count to Robbins. Kavanaugh's pitch. Skied, foul, giving chase, Suits, and it's out of play. Into the spectators. 2 and 2 the count. Two pitch, change up, line foul. Two balls and 2 strikes, the count remains. Called strike 3. Kavanaugh with her second strikeout. One down here in the third.
The left fielder, number 18, Sienna Cameron.
And Sienna Cameron will bat. Cameron in Game 1 was 0 for 3. She reached on an error, scored a run, batting .404. Takes that one for a ball. Called strike, 101. One ball, 1 strike, the count to Cameron. Slaps at it, pops it up in the infield. Suits calls for it and makes the catch for the second out. 2 up and 2 down as Kavanaugh's retired 8 of 9.
Center fielder, number 87, Natalie Corbin.
Natalie Corbin, the center fielder, back around to the top of the order. She grounded to short her first time up. First pitch, inside for a ball, 1-0. One is hit to short, scooped by Hodges, her throw across is in time for the out. Nice play at shortstop by Caitlin Hodges. And that'll do it for Carson-Newman in the top of the third. 1, 2, 3 go the Eagles. We head to the bottom of the third. 5-0 Tusculum on the Pioneer Sports Network. We're off to the bottom of the third inning with Tusculum leading 5-0. It'll be Anna Alloway leading off the bottom of the third inning for the Pioneers. Alloway, McGinnis, and Hughes due up for Tusculum here in the third against right-hander Sarah King. Alloway popped up to second to end the first inning, and she takes that one upstairs for a ball. Anderson has beaten Lincoln Memorial 3-0. Lincoln Maxwell one-hit shutout with 11 strikeouts. So Anderson goes to 15-2 in the conference. LMU drops to 15-4. The 1-0 pitch. Line down the right field line. It's a foul ball. Close call there for Alloway. That's 1 ball, 1 strike. One 1 the count to Anna Alloway. King's pitch. Bouncer to King. And she throws on the first for the out. That's where it helps being 5-10. And Claire Smeltzer will re-enter the game to bat. McGinnis pinch ran in the bottom of the second inning. She stayed in, played defense in the top of the third. Now Smeltzer is going to re-enter to bat for herself again here in the third. Smeltzer walked her first time up. First pitch to Smeltzer. It's called strike. King winds in the pitch. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. No balls and 2 strikes. To wind up the 0-2 pitch. Outside 1-2. Punch shot towards second, and Harris goes back and makes the catch for the second out. Hannah Hughes comes to the plate. Hughes hit into a fielder's choice her first time up and scored. First pitch to Hughes. Popped up in the infield. King calls for it and makes the catch as it rattles around the glove. But it is a 1-2-3 inning for Sarah King. After 3, it's Tusculum 5, Carson-Newman nothing on the Pioneer Sports Network. Top of the fourth inning, as Carson-Newman looks to try and get some offense here against the Pioneers. They've had just one base runner through 3 innings. Leah Sohm will lead it off. Sohm popped up to pitcher Ireland Kavanaugh her first time up. She slugs this one to right field. Smelter tracking it and can't make the play. Sohm steams around second, on her way to third, and she's in there standing. That'll be a 3-base error on Smelter.
Second baseman, number 11, Emily Harris.
It's hit hard, but she went back to make the play and just did not make the catch. Emily Harris bats. She flied out to left her first time up. And she lines this one down the left field line. It's a foul ball. So just like that, the Eagles have a threat here in the top of the fourth. As Sohm stung that ball to right. The 0-1 pitch coming from Kavanaugh. High, 1 ball and 1 strike. And that pitch is a ball, 2 balls and 1 strike. Two and 1 the count to Harris. Flight out to left her first time up. Bunts it foul as they try the squeeze. 2 and 2. The 2-2 pitch coming. Changeup lofted into shallow left. Newport's going to make the catch. Sohm tags, won't advance. So Harris is out. She's 0 for 2. 1 down here in the fourth.
First baseman, number 12, Macy Hughes.
And that'll bring Macy Hughes to the plate. Hughes fouled out to Lazo at first base her first time up. Infield in at the corners, back in the middle. They'll concede a run on a ground ball. This one's sky down the left field line. Newport watching it go. It is a foul ball. Home run distance, but foul. That's called by third base umpire Mark Wilson, who was right down the line, had a good look at it. A fairly tall foul pole out there in left field. So 1 strike the count to Hughes, who homered in game 1. Kavanaugh's pitch off the plate. Snap throw to third. Back is Sohm. 1 ball, 1 strike. This one is hit past third. It'll be a base hit. In to score is Sohm, and Carson-Newman's on the board. It's 5-1 here in the fourth inning. 57th RBI of the season for Hughes. It'll be an unearned run against Kavanaugh's record.
The third baseman, number 2, Hayden Dye.
Hayden Dye will come to the plate. Dye flied out to right her first time up. She's been hitting the ball that way today. She's had a couple fly balls to right field. Her and Holt. Popped up in the infield. Lazo wants it. Lazo's got it. 2 outs. And now Carmen Holt, the designated player, will bat. Holt 0 for 4 in game 1. She singled her first time up. First pitch from Kavanaugh. It's called strike. That run allowed by Kavanaugh, just the second unearned run she's allowed all season. No balls and 2 strikes the count to Holt. Wind up the 0-2 pitch. Foul to the screen, 1-2. No balls and 2 strikes to count. The pitch off the plate, 1-2. Strike 3. Down goes Holt, and the inning is over. A run for Carson-Newman, a hit, an error, and 1 left. We're halfway home in Game 2. It's Tusculum 5, Carson-Newman 1 on the Pioneer Sports Network. Bottom of the 4th inning, Tusculum leading Carson-Newman by a score of 5-1. Be Alyssa Suits, the third baseman, leading it off. Suits, Hodges, and Maddox for the Pioneers here in the 4th against Sarah King. Suits struck out looking her first time up. That is low and away for a ball, 1-0. Wind up the 1-0 pitch. Skied foul down the right side. Giving a look is Hodges, but it's out of play. Or check that, Hughes. Hodges watching it from the on-deck circle. The windup coming from King. The 1-1 pitch. Line pass die in the left field, a base hit. Cameron knocks it down. Return it to the infield, but it's a leadoff single for Alyssa Suits.
Shortstop number 2, Caitlin Hodges.
And Caitlin Hodges will come to the plate. Hodges doubled in a run and then scored in that 4-run second inning. She hit one to the fence in left field on a hop. Hodges average up to 261. See if she shows bunt here. Yes. Taken for a ball. One ball and no strikes. The pitch. Line down the left field line. It's a foul ball. One and one the count. King with the 1-1. Shows bunt. Takes high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitch is taken. Throw is bounced. Stolen base for Alyssa Suits. Her 4th of the season. Three balls and 1 strike to count. Three balls and a strike to count to Hodges. And now the umpires are going to get together to make sure they've got the correct count. And 3-1 is the count. I think the confusion was over the fact that whether the pitch to that stolen base was on was a ball or not. 3-1 is going to be the count to Hodges. King with a long look in. The wind and the pitch. Line to left field. It's in for a base hit. Being waved home is Suits. The throw to the plate is in time, and she's out. Great throw from the left fielder Cameron on the fly to the plate. And Suits is out. 7-2 at the plate for the second out, or for the first out of the inning. Hodges gets a single and goes to second on the throw. I don't think that was a bad send at all. That was just a great throw. In the air. And Maya Maddox will bat with Hodges at second base. Pitch. Called strike. Wind up in the pitch. Bunt, foul. No balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch is outside for a ball, 1-2. One and two, the count to Maddox. The pitch. Held up, 2-2. Maddox is hitting .511 with runners on base. The pitch. Chopper, King gets it on a hop, throws to first for the out. Hodges takes third with 2 outs.
The left fielder, number 6, Callan Newport.
And Callan Newport will come to the plate with 2 outs. Newport has walked twice, stolen a base, and scored a run. So here's Newport. Popped down to shallow right field, and Robbins makes the catch right at the foul line for the third out. The Pioneers had a runner thrown out at the plate. They got 2 hits in the inning, and they left 1. At the end of 4, it is Tusculum 5, Carson-Newman 1 on the Pioneer Sports Network. Top of the 5th inning, Tusculum leading by a score of 5-1. Here over Carson-Newman in Game 2 of the doubleheader. Carson-Newman won the opener 9-5. Bottom third of the lineup for the Eagles, Kennedy Warder, the catcher, will lead off against Kavanaugh, who has needed just 52 pitches to get through 4 innings. She's allowed 2 hits, an unearned run, and struck out 3. Warder struck out looking to end the 2nd inning. She is 0 for 1. First pitch to her is inside for a ball, 1-0. Glad you could join us this afternoon on the Pioneer Sports Network. Jim Miller with you. Our producer today is Aaron Fudge. The 1-0 pitch. Called strike, 1-1. We'll be back here Friday for softball action with Queens on the Pioneer Sports Network. 2 o'clock first pitch. Another important Southland Conference doubleheader. 1-1 the count to Warder. The pitch. Popped up towards short. Hodges on the grass makes the catch for the out. One down here in the 5th. Mari Robbins, the right fielder, comes to the plate. Robbins struck out looking her first time up. Kavanaugh's first pitch is a called strike. Kavanaugh's 0-1 delivery. High, 1-1. One ball, one strike. Pop foul, 1-2. Tusculum baseball at Mars Hill tied 4-4 at the end of 2. Tusculum got its 4 runs on a grand slam home run by Kyle Williams in the top of the 2nd inning, his first career home run. 1-2 the count. The pitch is outside, 2-2 the count to Robbins. The windup and the 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Robbins down looking for the 2nd time. 4th strikeout for Kavanaugh. 2 up and 2 down here in the 5th.
The left fielder, number 18, Sienna Cameron.
And Sienna Cameron will come to the plate. Cameron popped up to 3rd her first time up. First pitch from Kavanaugh. High, 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0 pitch. Inside, 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0 pitch. Low, 3-0. Three balls and no strikes to count to Cameron. Inside ball 4. First walk issued by Kavanaugh, and it's on 4 pitches. And Natalie Corbin, the center fielder, will come to the plate. Corbin has grounded his short twice. As Tusculum coach Julie Hubner will come to the circle. Pioneers leading 5-1, but Carson-Newman now at the top of that lineup. And things can turn real quick with this lineup. We saw it in game 1. So making sure everybody knows what to do here. Cameron, the runner at first base, has 5 stolen bases this season. So UVA Wise and Queens will be starting game 2 shortly. as they get ready for game 2 of their doubleheader. So first pitch coming here to Corbin. And the first pitch shows bunt, takes strike. UVA Wise leads Queens 5-1 in the second inning in game 2 of their doubleheader. Something that neither of these teams want to hear. The 0-1 pitch. Pop foul, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. Nothing in 2 the count to Natalie Corbin. Kavanaugh winds the 0-2 pitch. Outside, 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count to Natalie Corbin, batting .397. 1-2 pitch. Slap to left field. Newport has room, makes the catch, and the inning is over. Corbin's now 0 for 3. She fouls out to left, and the 5th. A walk and 1 left. We're headed to the bottom of the 5th. It's Tusculum 5, Carson-Newman 1 on the Pioneer Sports Network. Bottom of the 5th inning, Tusculum leading 5-1. It'll be Lazo, Freischmidt, and Alloway for the Pioneers here in the 5th. Lazo is 1 for 2. She struck out and hit a 2-run double to cap that 4-run second inning. Lazo hitting .310. First pitch is taken for a ball. Bullpen activity for Carson-Newman. Right-hander Morgan Baker-Sellis is warming. 1-0 pitch. Popped up, and it's out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count to Lazo. The windup and the 1-1 pitch. Pop foul, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to count to Lazo. Low and in, 2-2. Two and 2 the count to Lazo. King with the windup, the 2-2 pitch. High, 3-2. Windup by King, and the 3-2 pitch. Pop towards center field. Corbin has it lined up, makes the catch for the out. More of a soft line drive to center. 1 down here in the 5th. And Chloe Freischmidt will bat. Freischmidt has popped up to the catcher and struck out. King's first pitch to Freischmidt hit foul past third, 1 strike. One strike the count to Freischmidt. The 0-1 pitch. Called strike. 0-2. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. High, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to Freischmidt. King's pitch. Popped up. Giving chase is Die, and she'll watch it land in foul territory. One and two, the count remains. One-two pitch. Line to right center field. That'll be in for a base hit. Corbin will watch it go all the way to the fence as Freischmidt digs towards second, and she's in there with a stand-up double. For Freischmidt, her 13th double of the season. And she is a one-out base runner.
DP 00, Anna Alloway.
And Anna Alloway will come to the plate. Alloway's 0 for 2. She's popped up and grounded out. Alloway will stand in here, facing King. The pitch. High, 1 ball and no strikes. One ball, no strikes, the count to Alloway. Called strike. 1-1 the count. Alloway, 379 hitter with runners in scoring position. And she skies this one to center field. Corbin going back, makes the catch. Freischmidt tags, heads to third. The throw is a little bit offline. And Freischmidt's in standing as Alloway's out on the fly to center for the second out of the inning. And with 2 outs, it'll bring up the right fielder, Claire Smeltzer.
Right fielder number 20, Claire Smeltzer.
Smeltzer has walked and popped up. Chance for an insurance run out there with Freischmidt at third. As the wind now blows out hard to right center field. Called strike. 1 strike the count to Smeltzer. The 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1-1. Windup by King. And the 1-1 pitch. Change up the middle, off the pitcher. And that's going to be an infield single. In to score is Freischmidt. As that ball lined off of the leg of King, went to third base. Dye had no play whatsoever. It's an infield single for Smeltzer. RBI, her 7th of the season, and Tusculum does get that insurance run. They lead at 6-1.
Second baseman number 11, Hannah Hughes.
Hannah Hughes comes to the plate. Hughes is 0 for 2. She's reached on a fielder's choice and scored a run. First pitch from King is up and away, 1 ball and no strikes. So Tusculum now leads at 6-1 here in the 5th inning. They've out-hit Carson-Newman in game 2, 7-2. King's 1-0 pitch. High, 2 balls and no strikes. Two and 0 the count to Hughes. King's pitch, low and in, 3 balls and no strikes. King approaching 60 pitches in this game. She threw a bunch in the first game too. She's walked 1 so far and 3-1. The only walk that King has had since entering the game was Newport, the first batter she faced. 3-1 pitch. Grounded to short, Sohm to Harris for the out. And that'll do it for the Pioneers here in the 5th. Tusculum gets a run on 2 hits, and they leave 1. We go to the 6th. It is Tusculum 6, Carson-Newman 1 on the Pioneer Sports Network. Top of the 6th inning, Tusculum with a 6-1 lead over Carson-Newman. They've out-hit the Eagles 7-2. And Leah Sohm will lead it off. Sohm popped up to the pitcher first time up, then hit a fly ball, a line drive to right that Smeltzer couldn't handle for an error. Sohm got all the way to third and then scored on a hit by Hughes. And for the only run of the game so far for Carson-Newman. Ireland Kavanaugh has pitched well through 5. This one's fouled away. 1 ball and 1 strike the count to Sohm. She'll be followed by Harrison Hughes here in the 6th. You're going to figure if Carson-Newman's going to make a run in this game, this is the inning and the moment to do it, as their heavy hitters are coming through here in the 6th inning. The 1-1 pitch. Called strike, 1-2. Carson-Newman's been ranked as high as 18th this season in the Division II poll, as that's a liner to short, caught just off the ground by Hodges for the out. So Sohm is 0 for 3. Sohm is now 0 for 7 in the doubleheader. Emily Harris comes to the plate. She's 0 for 2 today. A couple of fly balls to left. First pitch from Kavanaugh. It's low for a ball, 1-0. Kavanaugh 8-5 record on the season. So ERA is now dipped under 4, 3.96. 1-0 pitch. Lined in the hole for a base hit. Past Hodges at short. Harris has her first hit of the game. And she goes for second and makes it. Everybody kind of fell asleep on the defense. And Harris is at second base. Yeah, just a slow return to the infield. And make it a double. And this one is fouled away. One strike the count to Hughes, who has fouled out and singled home a run. Nothing in one the count to Hughes. The pitch. High 1-1. One and one the count. The pitch is outside 2-1. No activity in the Tusculum bullpen. Two and one the count to Hughes. Time is called at the plate. The 2-1 pitch. Popped up. Lazo calling for it and makes the catch in foul territory for the second out. So Hughes is fouled out twice to Lazo. 2 outs here in the sixth. And Hayden Dye, the third baseman, will bat. Dye has fly to right and popped up to first. Cavanaugh's first pitch. Called strike. Cavanaugh approaching 80 pitches here in the sixth inning. Good pace for her. The 0-1 pitch. Ball off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike. Sky to right field. Smelter has it tracked, and she makes the catch, and the inning is over. A hit for Carson-Newman in the sixth, and they leave one. We go to the bottom of the sixth. It's Tusculum 6, Carson-Newman 1 on the Pioneer Sports Network. Back here in the bottom of the 6th inning, Alyssa Suits, the first batter to face the new pitcher, Morgan Baker-Sellis. She's down the count, 1 strike. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Baker-Sellis, a senior out of Kentfield, California. Making her 8th appearance of the season, all in relief. 3-0 record, a 2.42 ERA. She does have 1 save. 0-2 pitch is swung on a miss, strike 3. And Baker-Sellis very pumped up about that strikeout for some unknown reason. With her team down 6-1 in the 6th inning. 17 in the 3rd innings, 26 hits, 6 earned runs, 2 walks, 15 strikeouts. The last appearance, this one is drilled to right field and caught on the line by Robbins. So quickly, 2 up and 2 down. Baker-Sellis' last appearance was in Game 2 of the doubleheader against Queens on Sunday. She allowed a run and 2 hits in an inning. Against Lee on April the 6th, she threw 114 pitches in relief, 6 1/3 in an 8-0 loss. Gave up 12 hits and 4 runs. Maya Maddox will bat. Maddox has walked, doubled, and grounded out. She's scored 2 runs and knocked in 1. First pitch, high, 1 ball and no strikes. Tusculum with 7-3 edge in hits over Carson-Newman. The 1-0 pitch. Bunted at, fouled, 1-1. Carson-Newman in the 7th will have Holt, Warder, and Robbins due up, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. The 1-1 pitch. High, 2-1. Salas a career record of 11-1 in 25 career appearances. A 3.21 earned run average. The 2-1 pitch. Called strike, 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes to count to Maddox. 2 outs here, bottom of the 6th. Maddox asks for and gets time. Maddox with the line, the 2-2 pitch. Bunted. Baker-Sellis off the mound, can't make the play. That'll be a bunt single for Maddox.
Left fielder number 6, Newport.
So Maddox with that bunt. Baker-Sellis would have had to make a perfect play to have a chance. So Maddox on it first with 2 outs. Imagine that she will be stealing. And Coach Hubner in to discuss strategy here with Newport. Newport has walked twice, flying to right, scored a run, stole a base. Maddox on at first base. She has 1 stolen base in this game. Giving her 30 for the season. Called strike. And a stolen base for Maddox, her 2nd of the game. So she's at 2nd with 2 outs. One strike to count to Callan Newport. Popped up Sohm Makes the catch. And that'll do it for Tusculum in the 6th. No runs, a hit, 1 left. Go to the top of the 7th. It's Tusculum 6, Carson-Newman 1 on the Pioneer Sports Network. Sixth complete game of the season. Through 6 innings, she's allowed just a run on 3 hits, and that run was unearned. 4 strikeouts and a walk, just 81 pitches so far for Kavanaugh. And she will start the 7th inning against Carmen Holt, the DP. Holt, one of the 3 hits with a single in the 2nd. She also struck out. Kavanaugh does have 1 shutout this season. It's obviously not a shutout situation, but one could make the argument, at least through 6 innings, this may have been the best game that she's pitched this season, considering the quality of the opponent. She pitched well against Converse and Catawba, but it's not Carson-Newman. In a game that the Pioneers absolutely needed. But there's 3 outs to go. 1-0 pitch popped up, and there should be 2 outs to go. Hughes makes the catch for the first out. And Kennedy Warder will come to the plate. Warder has struck out and popped up.
The catcher, number 33, Kennedy Warder.
One down here in the 7th. Kavanaugh's pitch. Low and in for a ball. Queens and UVA Wise, they are in the 4th inning. Wise leads Queens 6-2 in Game 2 of that doubleheader. Anderson leads Lincoln Memorial 1-0 in the 1st in Game 2 of their doubleheader. Popped up, should be the 2nd out. It is. Two up and 2 down and a couple pop-ups. Kavanaugh has gotten only 2 ground ball outs this whole game. And both of them were by Corbin. Both of them were grounders to short. 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd. Everything else has been pop-ups or strikeouts. And a pinch hitter batting for Carson-Newman. This will be Mary Vandergriff, making her first appearance of the doubleheader. Vandergriff hitting .305, 2 home runs, 13 runs batted in. Popped up, foul, out of play, no balls and 2 strikes. And Kavanaugh, 1 strike away from salvaging a split of this doubleheader. Kavanaugh in the wind, the 0-2 pitch, outside 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the 7th. Tusculum leading 6-1. The windup, the 1-2 pitch. Popped up, Lazo giving chase. She's got room. She makes the catch, and the ball game is over. What a sensational performance today by Ireland Kavanaugh as she throws a 3-hitter in Game 2 of this doubleheader, salvages the split for the Pioneers who needed it. The Pioneers win it by a score of 6-1. Nothing for Carson-Newman in the 7th. Pioneers win 6-1. For Tusculum, 6 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. They left 5. Carson-Newman, 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error. They left 4. Ireland Cavanaugh gets the win. She goes to 9-5. Sierra Rogers takes the loss. She drops to 8-5. Time of the game, 1 hour and 45 minutes. Good pace to this one. Pioneers got a run in the first, 4 in the second. Then the teams traded off runs in the 4th and 5th as the Pioneers get the split of the doubleheader. For Cavanaugh, her 6th complete game of the season. And I said probably, all things considered, probably her best performance of this season. And a win that Tusculum really needed to have, and they got it. They get the split of the doubleheader. Both teams now 9-9 in the conference. And they will remain tied for 7th place. And Tusculum will be home with Queens on Friday in what will be a big conference doubleheader for them. Carson-Newman, their next doubleheader will be next Tuesday at Coker, and that'll start at noon. 2 o'clock will be first pitch on Friday between Tusculum and Queens. We hope you join us along the Pioneer Sports Network. That'll do it for our broadcast coverage for today's doubleheader. Many thanks to everyone who made our broadcast possible, including Jessica Biggers. And thanks to Aaron Fudge for his work as well. Also thanks to Cal Reed and Jenna Restivo and everyone along the line here on the Pioneer Sports Network who helped out with today's broadcast. Your final scores, Carson-Newman wins the opener 9-5. Tusculum wins game 2 6-1.